is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game. Big Ten champions. Big Ten champs.
National champions, yes.
Oklahoma City bound the Oregon Ducks.
Awesome day to be a Duck, man.
Boom inside. Touchdown Oregon. He gets loose. Fires. Hit. Pops the three. Oh, yeah. It's all Oregon.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider.
It's about how to be a group of people that know how to love each other to the absolute fullest.
Pleasure, joy to be with them each and every day. And I can't wait for the future.
It's just fun to be a part of a community that cares, that is passionate, and when we come together, powerful things can happen.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck athletics.
Good morning! Oh, Jerry feels right back at home with morning shows. Dusty did morning shows for a while.
Yeah.
Dusty's here
Hey!
today
All
before
right.
traveling to Penn State. Georgie's a morning person.
Yeah.
This is like lunchtime for Georgie.
You know,
he's ready.
We just need one more person over there, and this would be like the dating game, you know? Asking us questions
Scott,
around the corner. Not Scott, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want Scott asking the questions.
I did not have that on the bingo card this morning.
Oh, wow.
This is what happens when you do the Friday show bright and early. The team heading to Pennsylvania today, so doing the show a little bit early. If you're watching live, if you're listening, it's probably at your standard regular time. But this is a big game, guys. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, going back to less than a year ago, we played
right.
back through the Big Ten championship game. This is like it's a little bit of a rematch for both teams. Certainly for Penn State, they want to kind of get back what they lost that opportunity to. But neither one of these teams have really played a competitive team this year. Neither one of them. So this is the first time to find out, guys, what you really have. Huh?
And I tell you, we're football geeks. And when you get an opportunity to be part of a game like this, I mean, it's just unbelievable. To be able to go see the whiteout, our first trip, I think, collectively, to be able to see the stadium, to be able to see the atmosphere, experience it. My hope is, as part of this whole process, that Oregon is not mesmerized as a team by that crowd, let alone everything else that's going on that particular day, on game day tomorrow. So it's going to be great. I mean, this is what we live for, right?
That's right.
Dusty,
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we live for.
This is what makes college football incredible. It's the environment. It's the pageantry. It is big games, big moments, and this is exactly what the move to the Big Ten signifies, is that more of these opportunities in these raucous environments are going to be had for Oregon. And it's a massive stage. It's going to be an incredible environment. Everybody talks about it. Anytime you see those lists of the top 10 stadiums in college football, the loudest ones, Autzen Stadium is on there, Beaver Stadium is on there. And any list that is worth a dang, it has both of those schools on it.
It's interesting. You talk about like the playing the game rather than the occasion, as Coach Lanning talks about. Well, the way to get ready for that is to just be blasting the speakers at Autzen Stadium. I mean, I'll tell you what. So, Jerry and I have been out there. Like, it's loud. I got a text from a friend of mine who was walking their dog at Alton Baker Park and was like, "What's going on at Autzen Stadium this morning?" That's just practice noise, I mean, but that's one way that you get ready for it, and Coach Lanning's made it a point to prepare the team with that chaos at practice.
Well, when they went back to that Big Ten championship game last year, I don't know if you remember, Oregon fans showed up really in numbers, but that was probably a 70-30 split in fans, so that was a home field advantage already. But at Beaver Stadium, like Autzen Stadium, the fans are really educated. They know when to get loud, why to get loud, and when to be quiet. They take pride in forcing false starts, in penalties. So this is going to be a very professionally set up crowd, much like Autzen, just 40,000 more. Jorgie?
Really. I mean, what I'm curious to see about this game in Oregon in particular is how they adjust to everything that happens in this game, how quickly they adjust, how early they adjust. Maybe they're ready to go right off the bat and it's not even an adjustment. I'm talking about the physicality of this game is going to be completely different than the first four. The speed in which everything happens, as a quarterback, that 2 or 3 second drill that's going on in your mind, knowing that it speeds up by about a half second. And depending on what happens in the game, it speeds up that much more. Then add the crowd to it. There's so many different nuances, Dusty, to this game that this team has to be prepared for.
It is, and both these teams are very similar too, in that it's a roster that is recruited really well over several seasons. So you have a bunch of guys that have been developed and grown into the roles that they are. There were question marks heading into the season, but those question marks have been answered really early. For Oregon, it was you lose a guy like Jordan Birch. Well, you got Mateo Uiagalelei, and you have Tatum Tuioti. Well, they've got Denai Dennis Scott on the edge, who is an incredible edge rusher. They've got hole in the middle. Well, they filled their holes in the middle. Receiver. They go to the transfer portal and fill their holes in receiver.
With 3 of them.
It has been absolutely incredible to see how both of these programs, and this is what elite programs do in the world of college football, they fill those gaps. And now it is one where it's good on good, best on best, and that's what makes it an incredible matchup come Saturday.
You talk about the similarities between the teams. I was talking with Steve Jones, the Penn State play-by-play broadcaster, yesterday on the show, and he even said, these are 2 programs that are built similarly. They're development programs, right? Have guys like you mentioned a few of them there that the Ducks have developed, that Penn State's developed, but then they also have supplemented with the transfer portal. That's what these elite programs do. And that's what comes back to me. In practice, you talk about iron sharpens iron, and the way that you defend things, like Tosh Lupoy said this week, that they use a lot of motions, I should say. Their offense is multiple, and yet they're still the second fastest offense in terms of tempo in the Big Ten. We get into all these keys, and that's where I think it just comes back to execution, right? Like the team that executes and doesn't make mistakes is usually the team that wins a game like this.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest key for me, and that is don't beat yourself. Turnovers, lay the ball on the carpet, get a touchdown, have a penalty, have a call back, have to settle for 3 or less. Don't beat yourself. Those mistakes. I'll tell you what, early in this game, Jorgie, that initial drive, whether you're on defense or whether you're on offense, you don't want to give the crowd a chance to get their offense into it, and you don't want to give their crowd a chance to take your offense out of it. I mean, the first few minutes, first couple of drives of this game are really important.
Yeah, first and 15 is way different than first and 10.
Yeah.
Second and 11 is way different than second and 6. So those little things are going to be keys. Even if you don't move down and score, being able to, take advantage of the field position and maybe hold the other team in their own end zone and take advantage of that piece of it. But run the ball, stop the run.
Yes, that's it. That's it. I agree.
You mentioned them not making the mistakes, and that's what determined the Big Ten championship game.
Yes, it was.
Just a year ago. I mean, it was the turnover margin.
Yeah.
Oregon won the turnover battle, got one really late, and that was the icing on the cake for Oregon to win a Big Ten championship. And to Jorgie's point in that run the ball, I thought it was great to see sustained drives against Oregon State last week where it was 10, 12-play drives. We knew that this offense could put together a 3-play drive. Well, score 2 touchdowns in the first 3 plays of the game against a team like Oklahoma State. But it looked like there was a concerted effort to say we can string together multiple plays, because that is so much different than just going with a quick strike offense and saying we're bigger, stronger, faster, we can score quickly. They put together long and sustained drives, and that's what it's going to take a crowd out of a game and to control the pace of a football game and keep an offense off the field.
It's a good point. And actually, Rashad Samples and I talked this week. You'll hear that as part of our 2:30 pregame show coming up tomorrow. Oregon running back coach and assistant head coach. And I was saying, hey, the depth. You've got this depth, and that's something that we've talked about with the running back core a lot. And because they've been able to stay fresh and do so many different things, it's allowed Oregon to run the ball in a variety of different ways. Well, this might be a Penn State team that's one of the few that can compete with Oregon in terms of depth in the backfield with Allen and with Singleton. I do come back to the run. It's always a battle in the trenches. And to me, this is going to be a great test for Oregon's offensive line. With everything we've talked about, I think Oregon's offensive line could really control things for those multiple play drives.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, that's where you win games. It's where you win big games, is you win it up front with an offensive line. And, Penn State returns 4 or 5 on their offensive line. Well, Oregon dipped into the transfer portal, and it has been a seamless transition. Whether, those new 3 guys that they brought in, they have fit perfectly. Isaiah World, Emmanuel Pregnon, and Alex Harkey, they have been absolutely outstanding throughout the course of this year, and you're going to need to lean on those guys in big games and big moments.
Emmanuel Pregnon coming up on the pregame show as well, 2:30. We'll have that for you coming up. I don't know. What else is on your mind?
Well, I'm going to say this, too. There's some great college coaches out there now at several schools. But somebody said this week they think that Dan Lanning and James Franklin are two of the premier coaches in college football going at each other, and that Oregon may have the best overall staff of any team in college football right now. I thought that was interesting coming from the outside looking in. So this is going to be an X's and O's. Guys, I'm anxious to see what Will Stein and what Tosh Lupoi put together, because Penn State, a lot of movement, and Oregon with a lot of weapons.
And how Jim Knowles defends it from a coaching standpoint.
Yes.
These two teams, and Jerry, I think you said it perfectly. When you've got James Franklin and Dan Lanning, you've got coaches who have a strategy to everything they do in relation to the quality and the type of coaches that they hire, the way that they fill the gaps with players on their team. They're not just going out there and doing a big grab and then hoping players, for example, or coaches fit. There's a reason why they've gone after and been able to retain the coaches on their staffs. And there's a reason that they've gone out and gotten the type of players, regardless of what the position is, why they've gotten them, because they know there's a fit, and then they just mold them that much more cleanly instead of, hey, this particular person or this particular coach has all this success in their history or all these big plays, but how are they going to fit with the culture? How are they going to fit with all the different things that go with it?
And the Jim Knowles factor is a fascinating kind of sub-storyline to this, right? I mean, that's a defensive coordinator that faced Oregon twice last year when he was at Ohio State. I think it's safe to say that the second time around was more successful from the Jim Knowles perspective. So that's a chess match that's interesting with different pieces. He's playing on a different chessboard now for Penn State, but it does change the calculus a bit.
It does, and I think that when you look at Oregon and you look at the pieces that are on this year's team as opposed to what Jim Knowles adjusted to in the Rose Bowl last year, it is vastly different. You got the same scheme, and you have Will Stein still calling plays, but the pieces that he is moving around the chessboard are completely different. And I think that's going to be the exciting part for me is, everybody says, well, Jim Knowles, he solved the Rubik's Cube in the Rose Bowl. Well, Will Stein has had now 9 months to sit there and think about what happened in the entire offensive staff. It's not just Coach Stein. And that is going to be the interesting part to me, is that you got two offensive minds that are two of the best in all of college football, and Will Stein and Andy Kotelnicki, the offensive coordinator at Penn State. And there's a Twitter coach, Coach Dan Casey, and he puts up clips and breaks down plays all the time. He's going to have a field day with this game because mostly it is Will Stein and Andy Kotelnicki plays that he puts up there. He's going to have a full game to just break down, and that's the fun part about this matchup.
6 hours later of breaking down, right? All the film. But that's what makes it fun when you get these sort of big-time games. And, guys, what I love is that getting these in the regular season, right? There's no doubt for both teams this is a test that they haven't faced yet this year, and it is an early litmus test for now what the rest of the season will bring.
Yeah, what's interesting about it, because of the college playoff now, guys, it's not the end all.
That's right.
Whoever wins this game is going to have a big foot up, but whoever loses this game is still very much in the race for the college football playoff. So it's a huge game because you want to win it. You never want to lose. You want to be the guy. But if you lose, you don't have to hang your head. You get back on the horse and you keep going because you're going to get where you want to be at the end of the year. And watch the two quarterbacks, two totally different quarterbacks in this respect. Drew Aller, 3-year starter, hasn't been sharp in the early season. Dante Moore, been really sharp, but who have they played? This is going to be interesting to see which quarterback handles this kind of a ball game. Huh?
Can't wait.
It's fun.
I'm going to go get on the plane.
It's what
I'm
it's
gonna go get
all
on the plane
about.
right
We're
now,
ready
okay?
to
It's
go.
a playoff game early in the season.
Yeah,
is what
it is. It is.
No.
High-level football.
Whew.
Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen, Dusty Hara. I'm Joey Mack. We've got a lot of picks to make coming up. Dusty's going to be the coin
He looks
today.
very much like a coin.
I am the coin.
You look like a coin.
Dusty is our
Flip me.
guest
Let's
picker.
go.
Dusty's our guest picker.
We don't even have to flip. That's what's
We
great.
don't
No,
have
we
to
can flip
flip
him.
So we're
We
safe.
can
Well,
flip him.
I mean, I get
Please don't.
Dusty could flip it.
Yeah.
That's how he could make picks. That is acceptable.
I can do that.
You have made picks by
up to
just
you.
flipping the coin.
It's up to you.
Well, I'll flip
It
the
feels
coin.
like it.
If it's wrong, I'll let it know.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to see if Dusty, though, can get the coin over 500. Coin's picking at a 49% rate right now.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure, guys.
A lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
But Dusty, who would he pick?
I don't know. I get this feeling of somebody standing over my shoulder this entire time.
He's
I'm
got his
intimidated.
glasses on, but I swear his eyeballs are pointed down.
Pointing straight down. For the listening audience, Dusty is sitting right in front of the mannequin modeling the uniform.
I want this arm to come out and just touch your shoulder.
It's too close to Halloween for that.
Let's make picks. It's a Friday. Yeah, that's all I got. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We know you turn to the Duck Store for all your game day needs. And for students at the University of Oregon, it's even more. Class supplies, jobs, a seat on our board, a place to take a quick coffee break. Because we're your student-first, non-profit college store, every purchase you make directly supports the very community we serve. From working in our counters to studying in the classroom, from directing our stores to cheering in the stands, the people we serve, the students, are the very people who are the Duck Store.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. You've been good to me, baby. Better than I've been.
Getting ready to head to Pennsylvania. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Dusty Hare, Mike Jorgensen in the Country Financial Studio this morning. It's Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Doing the show a little early. We'll do this a lot during the season when we have Friday road trips. We'll do the show a little early for the live viewing audience. Get to make some picks. I'm sorry, guys, that Sarge did not come in today with some road concession items, but he'll be back. He'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
okay.
I can live with that.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
Boy, I feel like a disappointment right now. I feel like I've let you guys down by not bringing you food.
Well, you don't get to partake.
Yeah,
we
you
do.
don't.
That's
I was gonna say.
That's an unfortunate thing for you. So.
I know.
Right?
You know, I'm sitting there listening every Friday, and I'm getting jealous. I don't get to eat any of it.
Well, come down Friday, do the show, spend the night, and go to the game the next day. There you go.
I'll do it one of these days.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll do it one of these days.
There you go.
Minnesota game, I'll definitely be here.
That's right.
It's on a Friday.
We won't do the show on that Friday.
Don't worry about that.
But
That's a detail.
But it's okay. It's okay. Thursday, you could be here Thursday. Who's to know?
Yeah.
You could be here Thursday. All right. 9 a.m. on Fox. Number 21 USC sitting at 4-0, 2-0 in Big Ten play. After their head coach, Lincoln Riley, made it very clear that he was not happy playing the last game last week and now one of the first games this week. Visiting number 23 Illinois, 3-1, 0-1 in the Big Ten. We'll see if anything ever changes with kick times like that. But I'll put it this way. I don't have to pick first.
Who does?
Good question. I have to figure that out.
Well, it's not me. I know that.
Jerry.
Not the coin. It's not you. It's not Jordy. It's not the coin. It's me.
It's Jerry. Jerry will pick first. I'll pick second. Jorgie almost did not pick third. It was almost the coin. So you're going to pick
Coin
fourth.
had a good week.
Coin went.
That's one way of putting it.
Coin went 4-3.
Yikes.
Jorgie went 4-3.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Okay, this is at Illinois, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the point. It's a similar deal to how Oregon at Northwestern gets selected for the 9 a.m. Pacific time kickoff. So Lincoln Riley just made it pretty clear that he wasn't thrilled about it.
Yep.
Does it matter?
I don't think
No,
Washington or Oregon are thrilled with the way the Big Ten has set up some of the schedules for the West Coast teams this year. It's Washington's got Ohio State coming in. Ohio State had a bye last week. Oregon's got to go to Penn State. Penn State had a bye. So there's some of those things in the schedule that are like, okay, maybe this will be fixed next year. USC. I just think USC.
Really?
I think USC is a good football team. I really do. I think, and they're doing it very quietly. They're not, splashing the headlines and guys aren't talking. And they're just very efficiently and very in a quality way winning football games. A lot of talent, and they're playing the way that talent should be playing. So I'm going USC. Oh, you. Mm-hmm. Gave you an opening. Gave you an opening.
USC.
Oh, you guys.
I think that the 9 a.m. game can be a factor. I think Oregon demonstrated, though, that when you're the better team and you take care of business and you handle the preparation properly, like I know there's a lot made of that 9 a.m. kickoff for West Coast teams and the record, and Oregon's only the second team to win in one of those games that's a 9 a.m. body clock, if you will. But the fact is that in most of those games, the home team was favored. Like, the road team wasn't the better team. Yeah. I think USC is the better team. I thought Illinois – we'll find out a lot about Illinois this week because Indiana – look, I don't care who you are. 63-10 is a shellacking. I think we learned something about Indiana. We learned something about Illinois last week. We really learn about Illinois this week. I think USC wins. I think it's close, but I think USC wins the game.
Well, let me teach Dusty how not to pick real quick, okay? So this is a little bit of a lesson for sometimes I confuse myself a little bit, but I'm going to go down the path on this one of picking USC as well because I think Jaden Maeva is really playing well right now. And I think USC is playing some really good football now.
And if I could, you're not willing to pick Illinois because you're already down by 2.
Let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
I just had to go through it and kind of the winding lack of logic.
He's listened to us enough.
Okay.
Who you really
Illinois, although I'll tell you what, watch out USC.
Yeah.
Because Illinois is not going to play another game like they played last week against Indiana on the road. It was on the road, but at the same time, Indiana just took them behind a woodshed. That's not going to happen again. So watch out USC, but because I can't afford to fall any further behind, I've got to pick everything that they picked this week. Yeah. So.
Is he going to flip, or are you going to flip?
So USC.
I think he's just picking. No, Dusty's the picker today.
Did that make sense?
All right.
Dusty?
Yeah, it totally did.
Okay.
You can't look. You can be different, but you can't be dumb. And that's the thing. Is that in a game like this?
Thank you. That's really good. I got to remember that.
Okay, I got to.
In a game like this, I'm not going to. Jeez, Jerry. He just put the mannequin hand on my shoulder. Freaked me out here. So, in a game like this, USC
I'm just impressed that he got the hand back on the mannequin. That was good.
It's actually impressive. USC is the better football team right now. The back end of Illinois, they had a tough day against Indiana last week. And it's going to be a slow start for USC, but if we're going straight up, I think USC is going to win this game. It's going to be a lot closer than people think, though.
I was about to say coin, and
there we go.
I am the coin.
The coin flipped.
The coin had a lot more to say today.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Smart
9 a.m. on the Big Ten Network. This is interesting. Rutgers 3-1, 0-1 in the Big Ten, visiting Minnesota 2-1, but it is the conference opener for Minnesota. I kind of feel like in this particular game, we'll learn a lot about Rutgers. That was a tough loss to Iowa. Iowa, I think, in a game we all said was going to be a defensive struggle. It was, 21-21 at halftime.
Iowa threw the ball.
Yeah, we said first team to 20 wins, and it was actually the first team to 38 won the game in this circumstance. I think we learn a lot about Rutgers in this particular game. Minnesota coming off that loss to Cal. What do you think, Jerry? 9 a.m. on Big Ten Network. Rutgers meeting Minnesota.
Yeah, I didn't do a deep dive into this one. But in games like this, I like the home team. This game's at Minnesota. I think Rutgers maybe a field goal better, but playing at Minnesota, Minnesota is probably going to get the victory here. It's going to be a tight ball game. I'm going to go Minnesota.
All right. Yeah, me too.
I
really want to.
Me too.
There's going to be one that I can, but I actually think I actually think Minnesota is going to win. I like Minnesota style. I thought coming into this year that they might be the Illinois of last year. Like just a solid team, a lot of returners, well coached,
physical.
That physical team, and that's kind of how Illinois ended up in the top 25 last year, right? Just really solid in every game, winning games they're supposed to. I think that could be Minnesota's MO this year, the way that they're built. I'm going to take Minnesota by a field goal.
Okay. Good. I wanted so badly for you guys to take Rutgers because I would have taken Rutgers too, just for the fact I think they're playing some really good football, scoring some points.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe not playing the best of defense, but they're scoring points.
Yeah, I heard Rutgers.
However,
I heard Rutgers.
However, when I look at and I try not to make comparisons to other games. I mean, think about Cal. Cal beats Minnesota, takes care of them, and then turns around and gets shut out 38-0 the next week at San Diego State. I mean, so what does that mean about Minnesota? Probably nothing. So Minnesota goes back home, takes on Rutgers. I think the road team is going to have a tough time in this one. So I am going to take the Golden Gophers.
Yeah.
Coin flip game for me, and
you want the coin?
No. I'm going to go Rutgers.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rutgers.
He's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose.
That's true.
No, I
just can go for it.
Good for you. I'd do it that way too.
I'm going to go Rutgers.
Wait.
Yeah.
You just said something very interesting. He said that there's no ice bath on the line for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now if we are grouping him in to the coin, and if the coin finishes last, and we've said the coin has to take the ice bath.
Have to happen.
I come down one day.
So you may have to put your leg in, not your whole body, just your leg.
I'll do the ice bath for the coin.
You can dip the toe.
I'll do the ice bath.
Okay.
All right.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay. So we know who's going into the ice bath now, and that makes me feel so
Wait,
good.
how many games am I back?
A lot.
All right, Rutgers, let's go.
Not a bad pick. I don't think it's a bad pick.
I don't think it's a bad pick either.
Yeah.
I just,
Shiano Ball. I'm going Shiano Ball.
Okay. All right. Rutgers is the pick.
Great.
Timeout. We're going to come back, make some more picks, have some more fun. It's a Friday, getting ready for Oregon, Penn State, the rest of the Big Ten slate coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I left my heart in Oregon. Oh, I left my heart in Oregon. Yeah, I left my heart in Oregon.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. We're going 4 wide in the studio today. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Dusty Hara, Mike Jorgensen. almost an empty backfield.
Almost.
If you count Scott, I guess, it's an empty backfield. So Dusty's here picking for the coin, efforting to get the coin back above a 50% correct rate. I think you can do it.
I do too.
Rutgers is going to help me get there. Rutgers is going to help me get there.
There it is. There it is. We'll talk Oregon and Penn State more coming up. 12:30 on CBS and Paramount Plus, though, guys. This will be one of 3 games in that 12:30 window that leads into Oregon and Penn State, the nightcap on the Big Ten calendar this weekend. This is a fun game. Number 1 Ohio State, 3-0, visiting Washington, 3-0. At Husky Stadium in Seattle, supposed to be 67 degrees, mostly sunny at kickoff on Lake Washington.
Well, I know who I think is going to win this game and who I want to win this game, so I'm deferring.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State wins. I like Ohio State in the game.
Wait, who do you want to win?
Yeah, I'm
Ohio State.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Washington has not been tested yet. They're 3-0, but have certainly not been tested. Now that being said, are they an efficient offense? Or are they well coached? Yeah, I think that they are. Took them a little bit to get it going against the competition last week, and even actually I should say 2 weeks ago. But I think Ohio State wins the game. Probably closer than maybe Ohio State would like it. But Ohio State's a more talented team. I'll take them on the road.
Yeah, I will too. I think Washington will hang in there for a while. I think they've got enough big play type of people on offense to be able to maybe stay with Ohio State for a while. But Ohio State's just got too much talent, too much physicality on defense, too many alphas. More alphas than what Washington has on offense, even though with DeMond Williams, I think it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to move around, scramble around as freely as he has all season long. But I'm still taking Ohio State.
Yeah.
Discipline and speed, and I think that goes Ohio State. Ohio State in this game, picking the Buckeyes.
Yeah, when you're the best player on each side of the ball in the nation, offensively and defensively. Although you got a quarterback who hasn't played in this type of an environment yet, other than at home. This is a first road trip, so.
What do you think the environment's going to be like?
I think it's number 1 Ohio State's coming in.
You think Seattle's going to be
popping?
popping?
It'd be like when Ohio State came here last year.
Yeah,
off the charts.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. So I think, unfortunately for the Huskies, I think they get behind and then can't play from behind. Got to try to play catch-up ball with a team that is elite as Ohio State is. Won't be able to do it. So probably a pretty easy Ohio State win.
Yeah, the way you said that, did everyone notice that? Just that slight. Unfortunate for the Huskies.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Huskies, they lose.
That was a good little side. You kind of had like a pirate feel to you on that one. That was great.
Yeah.
So Ohio State
Arrgh.
Across the board. Arrgh.
I can't lose games on that one.
Yeah.
I think of Mike Leach when you said that.
Yeah.
The pirate.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Also at 12:30, this one on Peacock, I think a really good game. Number 11, Indiana, 4-0, 1-0 in Big Ten play. Indiana has been smoking people so far this season, visiting Iowa. And still the only loss for Iowa is in their rivalry game to the Cyclones. 3-1, 1-0 in Big Ten play. Maybe Iowa found its offense last week.
Or maybe not. What Indiana did last week was just, was that the real deal? Was Illinois uncovered a little bit? I think it was a real deal, and I don't think Iowa can outscore them. And I think that's the key. This may be a fairly high-scoring ball game both ways. Not that Iowa's going to score a ton of points, but I just don't think they can keep up with Indiana. So Indiana.
The Indiana schedule set up well for them heading into this game. This is their first road game. They've played 4 at home. They were a little slow to start the season against Old Dominion. They won 27-14, but then 56-9, 73-0, and 63-10 against the then number 9 ranked team. So going on the road, that at least makes me think about it, right? I think Iowa's going to be in every game. I thought it was interesting that the odds makers have the over-under at 48.5. So they've got this as a relatively low-scoring game, especially by Indiana standards. I think Indiana's offense is explosive enough to get it done against a good Iowa defense. I think Iowa's in the game in the fourth quarter. Indiana wins a tight one on the road. I've got Indiana.
Well, what I saw last week in that Indiana game is a complete Indiana team.
Yeah.
Offense and defense. And I think that's the difference between them and Iowa, even on the road. Iowa, a very good defense. I think the defense will always keep them in games. If they can only keep them in this game for so long. Indiana, solid run game, solid pass game. Defense played lights out against Illinois. On the road, it might be a little bit different, but still yet, I just think Indiana's a more complete team. I'm taking the Hoosiers.
How does a team respond to an emotional win? Then you have to pack up and go somewhere else, and you have to play on the road against a really good team. That's a big question for Indiana, but I do think firepower just is too much. If Iowa can run the ball effectively against Indiana, they're going to have a chance to win the game. But I'm going with the Hoosiers as well. I like Curt Cignetti. He does a really good job with his team.
I think Curt Cignetti's, I think it's safe to say, a good coach.
Very good.
Very, very good coach. And, yeah, they put together a good run so far. All right. Let's get a timeout. We're going to come back. UCLA, Northwestern, still previewing Oregon and Penn State, making picks. Like I said, it's a 4 wide receiver set in the studio. Everybody run verticals. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
When life blindsides you with an injury, you need a team that's tough. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people. This season, we're proud to partner with Oregon Athletics. Because whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, we're both determined to do what it takes to win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Oregon Athletics. Injured? Dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, 10150 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac joined in the Country Financial Studio by Jerry Allen, Dusty Hara, and Mike Jorgensen. Getting ready for Oregon and Penn State, traveling today. 2:30 pregame show coming up for us across the Oregon Sports Network. It's going to be a fun one. First, we got one more game to pick, and then we'll talk a little bit more Oregon and Penn State coming up. I was just saying to the guys during the break, worked out well this week that there's a few less Big Ten games on the schedule because then we get to spend a lot of time talking about the one that everyone's talking about nationally, which is, of course, Oregon and Penn State. The final game that we'll pick for our pick'em is 12:30 on Big Ten Network. 0-3 UCLA. There's usually one of two directions that a team goes after a coaching change. Maybe there's either an emotional upswing or there's a downturn. We'll see what happens when UCLA visits Northwestern, sitting at 1-2 and 0-1 in Big Ten play. 82 degrees at kickoff.
Oh, wow. No thunderstorms, huh?
No thunderstorms for that one in Evanston. No.
This is an interesting ballgame because UCLA is struggling, but the coaching change sometimes can flip the script. Guys rally together and get it back together and play well. That stadium's going to be empty. There's not going to be anybody there. The only thing they'll have is a loudspeaker behind the visiting bench, and that's about it. Northwestern doesn't have a QB that really is in control of the game and is dangerous. But I want to flip a coin on this one. I'm going to go UCLA. I'm going to pick UCLA because I think without a crowd, still struggling offensively, unless UCLA can't stop the run, this is a chance for you guys to jump in there, make some hay. I'm going to go UCLA.
Joey, I couldn't tell the way you looked at me while it was focused on Jerry if you were happy about that or if you saw that as a opportunity.
Northwestern.
Oh, that's the opportunity.
UCLA
position.
is so bad. I know that the quarterback is talented. I know that Nico Iamaleava might have something to prove here. I know that Northwestern is down, but I thought that Northwestern showed against Oregon that they are at least a disciplined team that will stay in the game, particularly defensively. I thought they were well coached. They might not be as talented as UCLA, but I thought Northwestern was well coached. I agree the environment's going to be a little bit funky. I think that factors in favor of Northwestern. I'm taking Northwestern.
Well, UCLA's used to not playing with a crowd, so I mean
that's true. That's true.
Oh my gosh!
But so
it's
is
true.
So is Northwestern.
It's true, but it just.
Okay, Jorgie.
Punch to the gut.
Okay, Jorgie.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you,
UCLA is floundering.
I know. I was really leaning on UCLA. I really was until I just heard your case. And then
which was weak at best.
So as a jury member, you've swayed me a little bit here.
Wow.
Joe, you've swayed me a little bit here. I'm not Preston Stone is very erratic as a quarterback, very inaccurate. He can be go on hot streaks and then just throw the ball where any place with a wide open receiver and be 10 feet high or 2 feet behind. So you just don't know what you're going to see from Northwestern. But I think they're so hungry for a win. They play really good, solid defense, which is going to keep them in the game. I think they make just enough offensive plays in this game and are the hungriest of the two teams for a win at home with the loudspeakers. I'm taking Northwestern too.
I just think they're going to be disciplined running the ball. Defensively, they're good enough to be in it. They're disciplined. And look. The two losses that UCLA has that are arguably the worst two losses are at home. They actually played better against UNLV on the road where they lost by just a touchdown. Maybe you're right. They don't know how to play in front of anybody. It doesn't matter. I don't know.
If Preston Stone doesn't turn the ball over and just has an average game or above average game, I think Northwestern wins. But for me, he's the wild card.
I look at this as a game where Northwestern is playing to get to a bowl game at some point.
Yes.
That is the goal for Northwestern. UCLA, after you fire your head coach, and we've seen everything that's going on with them trying to put together a committee to revitalize the football program, they are in two different spots. And I'm going to go with Northwestern in this one. They were disciplined.
Good pick by the coin.
They were disciplined. I got to make up a game on Jerry. I'm going with Northwestern.
I just tell you, I think Northwestern, what we saw when they played against Oregon was playing a ranked team that everybody's going to get up for. So they game planned. They were ready.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the same Northwestern team we're going to see every week.
I'll
buy that.
Yeah. And I think anybody that picks this game with confidence has a lot of bravado.
Yes. No doubt.
I'm not sure about my pick.
Look, I think that it's funny. Odds makers had the tightest game to pick as Rutgers at Minnesota, but each of these games this week was about a touchdown in favor one side or the other. I thought this was the toughest one to pick, just with all the unknowns.
Yeah.
There is the intangible. Like I said, there's the intangible factor of which direction do you go? How many times have we seen the interim head coach comes in and gets a win in week one, right? You don't know. So
I think, by the way, Kelly Skipper is a Churchill grad.
Oh, I think you're right.
I didn't know.
Yes.
Churchill High School grad.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this though, that that pregame speech could get them all hyped up. You lose that momentum on a 4-minute walk to the field from the locker room.
Yeah, don't you? Yeah, in a way, you're right.
Wow.
That's true. It's a long walk, man.
It is a long walk. Everybody taking USC, Indiana, Ohio State. Dusty Hara taking Rutgers. 3 of us taking Minnesota. Jerry Allen taking UCLA. Everyone else going with Northwestern. So it's a chance for Jerry to go up 3 games on Jorgie.
Ooh.
Or to be up only 1 game on Jorgie. Bum, bum, bum. Wow. Separation in week 5.
Can you imagine the smile on his face if UCLA wins the game?
He
won't say a word. He'll just smile.
No, we'll go on the air and he'll say, Oregon and Penn State, but more importantly.
No, I think he'll just smile.
No, my opening words will be,
down
goes Jorgie, down goes Jorgie.
I get desperate at that point. If I go 3 down, it's going to become desperation.
No way.
A little bit.
No way. You got time.
No.
You got time.
I think I made the wrong pick, honestly, after you guys talk about it. But I'm standing by it.
I thought you would defer this game. I didn't think you'd defer Ohio State.
Oh,
Washington.
no, I didn't. No. I really, truly do believe that UCLA will put up a fight. I think it's like either get it together or kiss the season go by. Okay, this is where they are. This is the break, make or break game for them. And I think they know that. And they've got athletes. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, good picks. Let's see if the coin can get up over 50%. Coin is currently picking at 49%. See if Dusty can.
I immediately regret my decision to be in an ice bath.
I think you made good picks.
I think you made good picks.
But you'll never come back. Just
I know.
know that, so.
I know. Better start training for this thing.
Here, Jerry is still picking, by the way, at a 93% correct rate after last week.
That's crazy.
Wow.
93%.
That's crazy.
Jorgie's at 89.1%, and it's like he's in a
I
distant
know,
third.
right?
You know, yeah, that's good. All right, Oregon, Penn State, guys. We talked about some keys earlier. Now we've gone through the entire Big Ten slate, and it's safe to say, like when Dusty and I get on the air tomorrow and we do our Big Ten breakdown, it's like, well, all the eyes are on this game. You know, this one, I know you want to treat everyone the same. I get that, but there are games that are bigger, and it's fair to say that when the schedule came out, I think the entire nation had this one circled.
Oh no, they did. There's no doubt about it. You can't hide that fact when you have 2 teams that are ranked as highly as they are, and both teams have so much respect. Both coaching staffs have so much respect. Both fan bases have. I mean, this is the element for a championship game played early in the season. And guys, it's going to be just flat fun. I hope it's fun for the entire bowl game too. I don't want, I hope this does not get away early from Oregon. I hope things go well. I'm excited to see the whiteout. I'm being honest about that,
Jerry, because those are the type of things that can happen in an environment like that, where if all of a sudden Penn State gets rolling, it's tough to unroll that roll that's going forward. And so I think those, that first quarter, if you're there and it's a tight game, tie game, whatever it is, I think Oregon's going to be in a good position to kind of move forward with that. The worst thing that can happen is have Penn State make a bunch of big plays early in the game, establish a 2-score lead at least. I think it's going to be tough on Oregon if that's the case. So just open that game. And the other thing I think that, and I know, you guys probably heard this. We heard it from Tosh Lupoy on Wednesday when we had him on the coaches show, is the amount of shifting and different formations that Penn State will show you on a single play, let alone on a series. And so how simple does Oregon keep their defense to be able to match up with all those shifts and motions and everything that they'll do within a single play? And they do it very quickly, too. So you've got to make checks, get yourself in position, and be ready at the snap of the ball. So that's going to be another game within the game.
I'm excited to see Oregon's secondary. The depth that we've seen from the secondary and what machination is going to be on the field as the game goes on. Jerry, you said that you hope it doesn't get away. I hope it does, but in favor of Oregon.
Sure.
Right? Because that takes a crowd out of it really quickly.
Yeah,
right
that's what
there.
you want to do.
But to see as this game tightens up which guys are going to be when the rubber meets the road guys on the field, both of these teams we all feel are really stinking good. Yeah. Both of them. Neither one of them has truly been tested to this point in the season. And it's no fault of their own. It's the opponents that they played. So both of these teams have a ton to prove, and we're going to see how great these teams are. We feel they're really good. Which one is going to be great is going to be the exciting part about this Saturday.
And here's the other piece that I've thought about a lot. Like in the college football playoff era, as we alluded to, right? Like it's not completely make or break, but it is, I think, a great timing for this game. We're a quarter of the way through, and you don't want to be playing your best football at this point in the season. You want to be playing your best football when these teams maybe match up again in a Big Ten title game, right? I think it's a great test, and that's what I feel, guys, to me is still so special about the college football regular season. Like I've had this conversation actually with our buddy Steve Tannen from 95.3 The Score here in Eugene. Like, the greatness of the college football regular season is it was like everything was a playoff game. Now that's a little different, right? But to me, this regular season marquee matchup, we will come back to this game. So will Penn State and say, well, there's something that the Ducks needed to work on, and then if it's a very successful season at the end of the year, I bet you we will be pointing back to this game as things that were improved upon.
Yeah, no matter what happens, this is a barometer for what is going to happen later in the year. If you play well against a Penn State team, you get this win, okay, you realize where you are because you're still going to get better. If you don't play well and you lose this game, you know where you are and what you need to do to get better to get to that playoff. So it's a big barometer game, I think, for the season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just – again, I like what you said, Dusty, and that is, don't fall behind.
Yeah.
But how about getting on top?
Yeah.
How about the last time we maybe went on the road and played a game like this in Columbus, for example, when all of a sudden Oregon did everything they're supposed to do, and then they just took the crowd completely out of it. I would love to hear the sound of that too.
Me too. Yeah.
But we'll see. I think two very evenly matched teams is going to be great.
Yeah. Punch them in the mouth, jump on them quick. I mean, that's what you want to do when you're on the road. And that was sneaky, Joey, and I caught that. Most people are saying we're a third of the way through the season because of 12-game regular season. You went a quarter of a way. You're going 16 games. You're going all the way to the national championship there.
I did catch that, too.
I liked that.
Yep.
Look,
I like that.
Manifesting.
That's right. That's right. I like where your head's at right there.
We're about 90% of the way through the show, though.
Okay.
9/10, I guess. So we're going to get a break. We'll come back. Final keys to this matchup next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Doug Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Dusty Hara, Mike Jorgensen in the Country Financial Studio. About to head to the airport with the team, catch a flight out to Pennsylvania. And then, guys, this is a big-time matchup. You know, I think we've covered a lot of keys. We only have a couple minutes here to wrap up the show, so I think let's sum it up. All right, just a couple sentences. What do we think? Keys to the game. I always say when we go on the road.
You shouldn't even ask me.
No, that's why I like having the recordings of you saying it. Yeah. Run the ball.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, I think that it's been made very clear by Oregon's defensive staff, especially, that they felt like they did not stop the run well enough in the postseason last year. It was a big focus in the offseason. I think this is a game that's why. Mateo Uyunglele said that this week. For me, it stopped the run, and then I always say when you're on the road, get a fast start.
It's the trenches for both sides. The defense cannot allow Penn State to run the ball, because if they can, then Aller's going to have time to throw, and he'll cause issues. For Oregon, the Ducks need to be able to run the ball, because if they can't, then the pressure is on Dante. So the trenches, I think, are huge in this ballgame.
Agreed. 100% agree on that. It becomes an identity for the team, and you want the identity to be, we're tougher than you, we're going to physically move you around, we're going to beat you up. And that's what happens to me when you can run the ball and stop the run in the trenches.
For me, it is, and this is one thing that Coach Lanning, his staff, and the players have been phenomenal at, is control the environment.
Yep.
I mean, you can only control what you can control. This is going to be an environment that is unlike any other in college football. From what everybody says, it's one of the most difficult places to play. The crowd is going to be into it. This is a game that they get up for, a night game, a whiteout, a top 10 matchup. I mean, this is what you come – Coach Lanning says this all the time. It's what you come to Oregon for. And then this one, control the environment. You guys nailed all the keys.
Well, and you said
that's the other one.
One of the ways to do that is methodically run the ball. Go on those long drives, you know.
Yep.
Take them out of it. Again, the crowd noise has been loud at Autzen Stadium. It'll be a fun matchup.
On first down, win first down is a huge one.
Yeah.
Win first down.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yes.
And then second, and then third, and then
both these coaches will go on fourth, so win fourth.
That's right. That's right.
And score. And don't let them score. Let's see.
If we nailed this.
I think we covered everything.
And what else, Georgie?
Anything else? I hope the food's good.
Hope the food's good. There you go.
Oregon at Penn State. It'll be after 4:30, the official kick time. 2:30 our pregame show gets on the air. Looking forward to it, guys. Headed to Pennsylvania. Talk to you tomorrow at 2:30.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids.